All right, family. So here's what you need to know. And I'm officially checking in over here at Moments with Us. You all check in. Let us know where you're watching from and how you are doing. Of course, I'm checking in from Northern New Jersey. To this Dollar Tree over in Maplewood. Also A plus. These past few years showed me. Hey family, welcome back to another video. Off the rip, hopefully you all are doing well. A bunch of craziness have been in the works, and most of you already know what I'm talking about. So let's jump right into today's video. This is Shauna, and I'm officially checking in over here at Moments with Us. You all check in. Let us know where you're watching from, and of course, how you are doing. Of course, I'm checking in from Northern New Jersey. Let's see exactly what is going on with Trump, because we hear that Trump is trying to freeze federal funding. So my thought, I'm going to tell y'all what my thought was from the beginning. When I first heard about this, I was going to jump on and, start discussing this with you guys. But I'm like, let me see how this start to play out, because there got to be somebody, a judge or just somebody that's going to come and put a stop to it. So here's what we know. Firstly, what I thought. I gave it some thought, like, well, maybe he trying to freeze a lot of the funding to sweep out the immigrants. Maybe he trying to do that. But then I start thinking about it like, this just might go further, because we know that the rich is trying to get rid of the poor, which in the middle class is to be completely wiped out, right? But how can they get rid of the poor when the poor practically help them get rich? If y'all know what I'm saying? Because if the rich feeds off the rich, then the rich would somehow start to lose money, right? Y'all not going to have anyone else to, screw over. But anyhow, whatever. What might Trump's federal funding freeze stop? Yeah, that's what we all here to hear. Is it going to affect you? Is it going to affect me? Is it going to affect your family member? Like, who is it going to affect? What's going on? What money is going to stop coming in? What's going to stop being funded? What is really about to happen? So let's go ahead and make sure I can see right before I start telling y'all some other stuff. Because if I can't see, then I can't be. All right. So Trump's funding freeze potentially affects programs like school meals. So for some people, school meals are very important for a lot of families. And cancer trials, like, come on. Why go after the school meals and things like cancer trials? Come on. What are the consequences? So school meals for low-income students and cancer treatment trials, housing assistance for veterans, all can possibly be stopped. And we know right now in the United States of America, there is a housing crisis. So these are among the federal programs that might or might not be on the chopping block after the White House issued a sweeping but vague memo that ordered a temporary pause on all grants, y'all. All grants, okay? So that's all grants, loans, and financial assistance. Yeah, it sounds like a bunch of it, right? So the abrupt freeze prompted widespread confusion among the United States government officials. So members of Congress, state agencies, and nonprofit organizations that rely on federal funding to maintain these operations. So if you receive like the food stamps and the Medicaid, Social Security checks, like they said, the school lunch, financial aid assistance, child care, all of that can basically be affected. So they're saying that like people are getting panic calls. They said during the January 28th conference, virtually an organization, school, state, police, office, county, town, or community, depends on, of course, federal grant money to run its day-to-day operations. So, of course, parents, workers, people of, large people of the cities and all of them was panicking. Everyone was panicking. I'm hearing all over Facebook people, you know, basically losing their crap because they like, how they supposed to survive? The point is, they don't want us surviving, and I'm going to keep it real. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. They don't want us surviving. All right, so legal observers saw the funding pause as an opening. This is what I thought. They wanted to sweep out immigrants. So as an opening volley to legal battle to basically legal battle the sweeping of immigrants, basically. But they got people coming in saying, well, this is not even lawful. Like, he can't just go ahead and order a pause on federal funding just like that. Like, that would create total chaos. So they're saying this is an attempt by Donald Trump to seize power. Yep, they're saying that he called it in. This is Scummer. So Scummer or Skummer, I'm probably saying it wrong. This is the Democratic Senator for Connecticut, who is Chris Murphy, who joined the news conference. He called it an illegal and unconstitutional decision to put the president of the United States and no one else, there we go, and no one else in charge of who gets federal money and who doesn't. Like, excuse me. So the federal president is going to do that on his own. So basically, he's saying, how is it that you're able to go ahead and pick and choose who's going to get the federal money and who don't? Basically, they're saying, how is it that the president of the United States and no one else in charge has to say so? Like, no one have to back it up? It's just him alone? That's new. So moments before the pause was scheduled to go into effect at 5 p.m. on January 28th, the U.S. District Judge Lauren, she blocked it. So she blocked the action, pausing it until February 3rd. So it's still a possibility it can happen. So prepare for that. The judge did rule, but they did not address the memos, and it remained unclear on what type of programs would be halted once the deadline do pass. So that's the issue. So in her first ever daily briefing, actually, White House Press Secretary Leavitt characterized the freeze as not a blanket pause. He said that assistance that goes directly into people such as Social Security, Medicare, food stamps, and welfare benefits will not be affected. Did y'all hear that? They're saying that these will not be affected. But we heard a good talk before we saw a good walk. So they can talk the talk. It's about if they can actually walk that walk, right? That's what we're looking for. So, however, they did not answer the questions whether Americans could count on receiving federal funds that pass through, such as nonprofit group or state or city funding. So here's exactly what the memo do say. Temporarily pause all activities related to obligation or disbursement of all federal financial assistance until officials ensure that the programmees are consistent with Trump policies. So what are Trump's policies? Basically, to sum it up, the memo says, the pause will give the Trump administration time to review the programmees and determine the best uses. So basically, who is able to get it and who's not. It gives agencies until February 10th to submit detailed information on any programmees, projects, or activities subject to the pause. Y'all. So the memo also singled out programmees related to foreign aid, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Of course, that woke gender ideology and funding related to the Green New Deal. So what is the Green New Deal? So the Green New Deal, it was a policy, right? It was a policy blueprint focusing on the environment that was backed by some Democrats in 2019, but was never enacted. So Trump has used the term in the past for green energy initiatives. So I guess he's trying to bring that back. So basically, federal funding could be paused still. And you know what? If people lose their benefits, the world can really see that total chaos. Just like this. Just like this. It's just waiting to happen, y'all. Basically, to sum it up, we have a lot of like back and forth, and no one is really clear. Can he pause federal funding? Can he not pause federal funding just like that? So basically, despite all the confusion over the impact of his sudden move on Tuesday, y'all, the Constitution, federal law, and court decisions make it clear. They make it clear. President Donald Trump's controversial executive order to identify pause federal funding is illegal. It's illegal. So the basic idea is the power of the purse is given by Article 1 to Congress, right? If Congress says you're spending that much money on federal funding, that's how much is being spent. The president cannot stop it, not even temporarily. So we'll see, and we'll continue to follow up on, on this here subject. And if you go to the store and you notice that your full benefit card is not working, or you go to the doctor and you notice that your health insurance is cut off, this could be the reason why. But as far as they're saying he cannot just do that. Okay. So for those of you who are panicking, I'm not going to say, oh no, don't panic, because honestly, we in the world of who the heck knows what's going to happen next. That's just me being honest. Like I said, we're going to skip all of trying to trim the bush. We're going to beat around the bush. I mean, we're not going to beat around the bush. We're not going to trim it. We're going to get straight to the point. Who knows? We prepare either way. If that means getting your medication sooner, if it's time to get due, but if it's time for your medication, and it's just sitting in the pharmacy because you don't need it right now, go get your medication right now. Go to the doctor right now. If you got food, if you got benefits left on your card and you know that you was trying to just save it to next month, go use it now. Get items in your house now that you can get, and that will last you just in case this do happen. Even though they say, hey, it's not going to affect food benefits. But like I said, they talk this talk, but it's about if you can walk this walk, right? That's all I'm going to say. They can say a whole bunch of stuff and then boom, the total opposite happens. Come on. So we got to prepare either way. So a federal judge agrees Tuesday to temporarily, of course, which we said, block the funding pause from taking effect until next week. So it's a possibility that it can still happen, even though they're saying that it can't. It's a question of when, not if, this block is overturned by the courts. We're going to actually leave that right there because there's no need to go further. Prepare ahead of time. If you can, go ahead and prepare. Like I said, if you have them food benefits left over, if you want to go get out to them pantries, if you want to go ahead and pick up your medication early, if you're able to, go ahead. They're saying a lot of things can be affected by this. And if you feel as if you're one of those people that's possibly could be affected, because I know a lot of us receive some type of help from the government. Okay. And that's just the truth. So if you feel as if you would be affected, of course, drop it down in the comments down below and let us know what you guys think is going to happen. And would you be okay for a little bit, let's say, if this was to happen? But we got to look at programs, when people are getting their rent paid, for instance. Like, there's so many programs out here, like, I don't know the name of them, but there's so many programs where I'm hearing people getting their rent paid for like 2 years. I want my rent paid for 2 years. But people getting their rent paid for 2 years, people who receive Section 8, low income housing. What happens to all of these people? Ain't no way you can just shut it off and all of these people are just out there. People lose their darn mind. I am telling you. They're saying that on a scale from 1 to 10, this issue is a 13, and it's not just about money. Y'all, we're going to leave this video right here where it's at. Let us know what you think about this whole federal funding freeze. Would it happen? Would it not happen? What are your personal thoughts about it? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Is he trying to freeze just to get all the immigrants out? Or is he trying to go ahead and do the federal freezing and totally get rid of it and watch all the poor people take each other out or go after the rich, man? Because it will create some major chaos. Okay. So we're going to leave this right here where it's at. If you are new here and you did enjoy today's video, all you have to do is subscribe to become part of the family. And if you've been here before, of course, thank you so much for coming back. This is Shauna, and I'm officially checking out from Moments with Us. You all stay prepped, stay blessed, and stay safe. Most of all, remain beautiful queens and kings. Until next time, love you all and God bless. Peace.